What is up? Welcome to another edition of SacTown Movie Buffs. Once again, I'm Kier, and we finally have Jason back. It's been a kind of a crazy, well, really a couple months, I would say, really. I mean, we've been kind of hit or miss for the last few months, or just being able to get together and do shows. So, both of us
We've
have been,
both been busy.
yeah, we've both been
Yeah.
busy. Just so much has been going on with, new jobs, cars, everything else going on. It's just been
Injuries.
injuries, wedding
Yeah.
planning. It's just been a crazy few months, and then obviously with the back and forth with what's going on with the COVID virus and things of that nature didn't exactly help things either. So it's been kind of crazy. So,
hmm
but uh, but we're back. We'll see when we do another show again. But we are back with this show. But everything been good.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like crazy busy. Basically working two jobs right now. Physical therapy after the car accident. Getting a new car. Um, and trying to plan a Halloween party. It's just been, it's been busy.
Yeah, no,
And
absolutely, yeah. And I told you my whole story about just changing jobs and everything that's been going on with that, and just obviously the wedding that I have coming up within a couple of weeks, and so it's been a crazy time for both of us. So, but yeah, it's good to have you back on the show, and it's good to be reviewing another film that we both saw like forever ago,
yeah.
which is Candyman, the 2021 version, obviously. And I say, without further ado, I say we just get right into it, man.
hmm
The film is Candyman, and I'm actually going to have you take this one away, if you would, please.
Okay, I'll do my best because like you mentioned, I saw this even before you. Like I
Yeah,
saw
you
this.
did actually, and it's been like almost a month for me. So yeah, definitely. So
Yeah, I saw it like late August.
yeah.
Excuse me. I think I saw it opening night. Yeah, because I was coming back from a vacation. I had nothing to do that night, so I think I went on the Friday night. The Friday night it came out. So and that was like the last weekend of August. So that's been um, month and a half, maybe a little more since
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah.
So I'll do my best. But my memories are pretty strong of it, so that's good. That's good.
Good.
Um, yeah, so this is obviously. Well, I think when this was announced, I think people weren't sure if it would be like a reboot or a remake or something like that. But it's actually more of a direct sequel, I
Mhm.
think, to the original early '90s classic Candyman, which is one of my favorite horror movies. I know you're not that big of a fan of the original Candyman, but it's one that I've always loved. I remember seeing it in the theater and just thinking, I've never seen a movie like that quite. You know what I mean? Like it's got a few of like some tropes that I really like the whole Bloody Mary, say the name in the mirror kind of thing. Which by the way, I will still not do. You will never get me to do Bloody Mary in a bathroom with the lights out. I will never do it. I will never do it
Or
still.
Candyman for that matter.
Or Candyman, even though it's a fictional character, I probably wouldn't do that. Although I'd come closer to that than Bloody Mary, because Bloody Mary is one of those things that stuck in my head when I was a little kid, and I will not do it ever. Um, so I like that trope, you know what I mean? But otherwise, the movie was very original, I thought, and I still think that. I just watched Candyman, the original. I showed my nephew like earlier this year or last year, maybe, and I still think it's a great movie. I love Clive Barker. It's his story, and yeah, I love that movie. So I was excited for this one. It had some good trailers and everything. And then I will just say, again, my memories are a little fuzzy. It's been a month and a half, but I will say that I really, really, really like this new Candyman a lot. I thought it looked amazing. The cinematography was great. I thought the acting was fantastic. I think Yahya Abdul-Mateen II was great in the lead role. He's always good in everything I've seen him in. He was really good in Watchmen. Um, Other things too that aren't coming to my mind right now, but I thought he was really good. Coleman Domingo is really good in there. He's one of those actors that has been popping up in supporting roles usually for quite a while now. He's on Fear the Walking Dead. I know he's a regular on there. He's a really great actor. I've liked him for a long time. Again, memories are kind of fuzzy, but I really liked that this was definitely a direct sequel to Candyman, but it also brought it up to date in a lot of ways. Like it incorporates a lot of things that are going on now, like police brutality, Black Lives Matter, all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of interesting that it was almost kind of it was made quite a while ago. You know, it was like made before like George Floyd and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So the fact that it, I mean, you know, I know that stuff has been going on forever. It didn't just start last year, you know, of course. But the fact that it is so relevant now, even more relevant than it would have been maybe last year or the year before, is pretty interesting, I thought. So yeah, I just thought it was a really good movie. It was really scary. It was really relevant. The acting was good. The cinematography was good. There's some CGI that I thought was, you know, they could have just done that in a different way. Um, but otherwise, I really liked it. I definitely will watch it again for sure. It's in my top 10 for the moment. Anyway, there's a lot more movies coming out this year, but as of now, it's in my top 10. I'll put it that way. So, what did you think here?
Yeah, you know, I thought it was decent. I didn't dislike it. I thought it was decent. I didn't necessarily love it, but as you kind of indicated earlier before, I wasn't a big fan of the original Candyman films. I don't know, they just felt a little slow for my taste. And I this one I felt it started off a little slow as well. I mean, it does get a little bit better once things get going, but there is a lot of building up to actually getting to the Candyman part, if you will. And then also going back to your point about like the Bloody Mary thing. I guess with me, you know, with horror movies, um, it's one of those things where it's like, well, just don't say his name in a mirror. You know what I mean? So I always have that issue with that, and I don't know, it's just the cynic. I mean, you know, it's just like, well, just don't say his name in a mirror. You know what I mean? Like, and you probably won't have any problems. You know, so, so it's like one
Which
of
I'm
those
not going to
things.
do, so I'll be fine.
Yeah, which so it's like one of those things where you kind of like bring it on yourself. And I know that if you get too analytical, you can say that about a lot of horror movies. But it's like it's one of those things where like yeah, I mean Halloween. Michael Myers may be coming, but he just shows up at your house randomly. You know what I mean? There's not really much you could do if you're laying in bed and the shape is standing in your bedroom. You know what I mean? Or you know, Jason, I mean, I guess you could say don't go to, Crystal Lake, but there's been other films where clearly he's not even there. He's in space in Manhattan and
Manhattan,
yeah, so
yeah.
so there's no way around that. But I don't know. I just feel like with some of these ones, it's just I felt like the story of it is how he comes out is kind of like okay, well, just don't say his name. You know what I mean? So I don't know. So it's one of those things where I kind of have some issues with that. And as far as like scary goes, I mean, there are some scary moments, but I was never really like scared or anything of that nature. But I did find myself at times waiting for something to happen, kind of like with the original first one, where I'm kind of like waiting for something to happen, which is usually not a great sign for me when I'm watching a horror movie. But overall, I did like it though. I mean, it's not a bad film. It's just it won't make my top 10 personally, but it wasn't a bad film. I thought it was just decent. So just my personal take. It's not one that I would probably revisit again. There just wasn't enough meat on those bones for me to want to catch it again. You know what I mean? It was like one of those horror films I watched. It's like, yeah, it was okay, and then just just go on to the next one. So, but that's just me. And I know you're a much bigger horror fan in general than I am, so you probably have or it's probably like action movies that I really like, and some of them are just kind of like, yeah, it was a decent action movie. That's kind of how I feel about this one. It's just like a decent horror film that I probably will never revisit, probably though. So, but that's just me.
Hmm. All right.
That's all you have to say is,
Yeah, I mean, I can't argue really.
yeah,
um, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So, like I said, it's one of those films. Well, I know it's in your top 10 now, but we'll see what happens because there's obviously, like you said, a lot more films that are coming out, and some pretty bigger films too. That are coming out. Obviously, you haven't seen Halloween Kills or um, I don't know the new Bond films coming out. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just not interested. I'm over Bond, really, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really liked one of those movies since Skyfall. I really liked Skyfall,
yeah.
but
I like Casino Royale and I like Skyfall.
yeah,
But
yeah, those two.
Yeah, outside of
And
that, and
Spectre was
outside
really
the ones before
boring.
that, yeah, and the ones before that, I wasn't that big of a fan of either with any of the other previous actors, most of them anyway. So,
Yeah,
they
and I
always
gotta say, like,
get me. So,
yeah, I gotta say, like hearing that it's 2 hours and 43 minutes long did not get me interested, and I already wasn't that interested. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that is a
yeah, I'll
long.
probably skip that one.
Yeah, that's a long one. Yeah, I'll probably watch it whether I see it in theaters or not. I don't know, but yeah, there's still a lot of stuff on the horizon for sure that we'll be back to talk about either way. So,
Hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
but anything else you wanted to add about Candyman specifically, or
No, I did really like the. I forgot to mention. It was in one of the trailers, and I can't remember if it was in the opening credits or the ending credits or both. But I really liked the I don't know. I don't know if you call it animation, but like the puppetry thing. Like I
oh,
really liked that. I thought that was really cool, and that was really well done and interesting. I can't remember if it was at the end or the beginning or both, but it was in one of the trailers too. But the puppet like light show kind of thing, I
right,
thought was
yeah,
really interesting.
that was
Yeah,
something different for sure.
yeah. So that's it though. Yeah, I really liked it. I really liked it. I'll definitely watch it again at some point. I don't know if I'll buy it, but like the concept of buying movies is getting weird these days anyway. So, you know, uh,
Yeah, it's well,
but I still believe in physical media, as you
I
can
mean,
see.
I'm the same way, but like you said, the concept is getting a little weird just because, well, for one, you can't even really buy movies if they're on Netflix. You know what I mean? So it's just like some of my favorite movies. In fact, my number one film so far this year, is a Netflix film, and I
Yeah,
can't even buy it, even if I wanted to. You know what I mean? So
right.
so
Yeah,
it is kind of weird. You know what I mean? So, but I am
yeah,
still
yeah.
buying movies.
Oh yeah,
I still do buy movies here and there, but obviously not to the extent that I used to. But I had already doing that. I was already doing that anyways. I only try to buy films that I feel like I'm gonna watch uh, multiple times versus just buying it because hey, I really like this film. I should own it. You know what I mean? And then it just sits on my shelf and I never watch it. So I try to stop doing it that way because then it's just gonna sit there and collect dust. So
lately what I like to do is I focus on like special, like cool expanded special editions of older movies that I like. You know, that I only have like I might have already, but it's like an old DVD. You know what I
right,
mean? But if they like especially horror movies, because you know it's my thing, like Scream Factory releases or Vinegar Syndrome or those labels that put out like the classic horror movies like
right,
with really awesome new artwork and expanded special features and stuff like that. That's
right.
what I focus on these days rather than just like like new movies that come out. I don't just like buy them automatically like I used to, that I really like. It's more just like oh man, they're doing like an anniversary re-release of this movie with awesome
Yeah,
artwork and
same. Yeah, and
special
same.
features and stuff.
Yeah, and I bought
Yeah.
a few of those steel books, like the
Yeah,
Halloween
exactly.
ones
Like
and stuff
that
like
kind of stuff. That kind of stuff.
that. Yeah, I bought a few
Yeah.
of those like Halloween ones. I mean, they're very expensive and pricey, but if you're not buying films all the time, it's not that big of a deal just to buy one that's like 40-50 bucks or whatever. But I'm kind of in that same category where I'm kind of more looking at some of the older ones that I want to update and get like a special version of or whatever case may be. So I almost
Yeah.
bought that Tarantino like 8 disc pack or whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I almost bought it, but I held off on it only because I got a feeling there's going to be another one because he's still making films. So if he does stop directing after his next 2 films or whatever, there's going to be a set so I don't want to buy that set if I have to end up going and buying another set like in 10 years again anyway. So that's the only reason why I held off on that. So.
Yeah, and also I already have all those on Blu-ray anyway.
I
You know what I
already have
mean?
all those
So
on Blu-ray, exactly. And it
yeah.
was like, $200 or something like that for that.
Yeah, I'm sure there were some cool special features probably,
Right.
but I'm more into special features than I used to be. I used to not really care about special features, but now, like especially those older movies that I really like if they've got like a whole new like documentary on them, and I'll eat that up with a spoon now.
For sure.
you
For
know,
sure.
yeah.
But I mean, my scary part is there's going to be some other media in the next 10 years that you know what I mean, and I don't know how that's going to work. So, but we'll
I don't
see.
know if there will, to be honest. I don't know if there will be any more like any advanced physical media because people just aren't putting their thoughts there. You know what I mean? Like it's all streaming these days. Like
Yeah.
so I think streaming might be upgraded to like I don't know, a hologram in your living room or something like that
Yeah.
eventually at
Or
someday.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
or like a like an iPod for your like films or something like that. You know what I mean? Where you
Yeah,
just have like this library.
virtual reality or
Yeah, or
something.
you
You
just have
know,
like this
yeah,
library of films or something. Yeah. So I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I don't think people are bothering to make advances in physical media anymore, really. So
Yeah.
I think Blu-ray might be it. So
Yeah.
might as well sink the anchor and
Go from
I
there.
don't know. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
Set down stakes. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, set
Yes.
down stakes.
This is
Yeah.
true. This is true.
Trying to
Well,
see if I can find an example of like a really awesome new edition of something, but never mind. Anyway, we kind of got off topic, didn't
yeah,
we?
maybe next show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what's your overall grade and face you would give Candyman?
Oh, I loved it. I gave it 4.5 stars, A minus. So you know, I almost gave it the 4 out of 5, but then I was like, no, this is a really like darn good movie, is what I said to myself. So yeah, 4.5 out of 5.
Darn good movie is what you said.
Darn good movie. Yeah. So yeah. So I gave it a 4.5, which is a big fat smile. So I take it you gave it about the same thing.
I gave it a little bit less.
Okay.
I ended up giving a three stars on it. So
That's what you give everything, Kier. It's what you give everything these days.
unless I really like it, you know, then I give it
Yeah,
a much higher grade.
a 3.5.
Yeah, 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I like I said, it's not a bad film. It's not one for me. It was kind of just like it was decent, and then I probably won't rewatch it unless I'm bored. It just comes on TV or something of that nature. I don't know. I just don't see myself revisiting it though. So I gave it a 3 because it is a quality film. Uh, there wasn't necessarily anything inherently bad about the film. The acting's good. It did feel a little slower pace than I was hoping for. Um, you know, it does get going maybe midway through the film, but I felt like the beginning there was a lot of build up of him just like going around taking pictures of the projects and a lot of conversations and things of that nature. So I felt like that went on a little bit longer than I cared for my taste. But other than that, you know, especially for a film that's supposed to be a sequel, you know, I expected some things to start get going a little bit sooner than what it did, just in my opinion. But so I gave it a 3 out of 5. So I'm just gonna give it a smile with no teeth. Um, but yeah, but you know, let us know down in the comments. Have you seen Candyman? Did you like it? Did you not like it? What's the grade you gave it? As always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, make sure you hit that bell notification, and we'll be back again with another show for you guys again real soon. Definitely want to, hopefully, I don't know, maybe we do the Halloween Kills if you see that relatively soon. So
I should see it this week, hopefully. Yeah.
yeah, so that should be hopefully next up on the docket.
Yeah, I will definitely see it in a theater and definitely see it before Halloween. I can guarantee that. Yeah,
Sure.
I'm looking
And then
forward to it.
we still have our top 10 for 2018 also, which I've already have the stuff for, so that should be coming up for soon as well. So
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
cool. Well,
Cool.
we thank you for watching. As always, if you like the channel, we ask that you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and we'll be back again with another show for you guys. Have a great day. Bye.
All right, bye.